A big wingman hello to you once again, and thank you for joining me on the wingman's path to positivity, right? To manifesting a more joyous life. For me, that took me, once I started practicing and what I call getting on the wingman's path, well, that path led me to traveling around the world, to Thailand, Cambodia, England, Ireland, Australia, Bali, Indonesia. It's led me to some wonderful places and a wonderful place in here, right? In here. So I have found for me, and I'm so glad you are joining me today, because as I always say, the more of us that get this positive energy going, right? The more we can build our community of positivity, the better each of us will not only feel, but it will become easier for us to feel better. Our vibration will constantly be higher, right? You know exactly what I'm saying. Lee Stewart, you know what I'm saying. Giuliana, you know exactly what I'm saying as far as bringing more positive energy into your life. And then going about and setting up goals and plans to achieve those goals. Because that's really what it's all about, right? Finding your joyous life. Or as Joseph Campbell once said, I believe, follow your bliss. Follow your bliss. You know, that's a good practice for another day. We'll use that one for another day. Today, we're going to talk about when you're everything's going along great. You know, we had some great practices this week where we were thanking God it was Monday and having a great day on Tuesday and being thankful for all the great news coming our way on Wednesday. And I forget yesterday's right now, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? We were getting some positive vibes going. What happens when you're in that mode, right? Zoe, what happens when you're in that mode and all of a sudden some random event happens, a phone call, it could be a million different things, and it just knocks you off course. It knocks you off that wingman's path. It knocks you off that positivity track to where you're feeling great and you're sending out great vibrations and the universe is matching it. But all of a sudden, somehow, some random event happens and you get knocked off the path, right? You get knocked off the path. It happens all the time, right? I don't have to tell you about it. You're going along great and something happens that changes your focus. And it changes it so much so that, you know, like you go to sleep that night, you wake up the next day and it's still irritating you and you're grinding your teeth about it and it's just irritating the heck out of you, right? And you can't seem to get rid of it. Well, today's practice is going to help, because this practice of all the corporate workshops and municipal workshops I've done, this is the practice that people seem to remember. This is the practice that people seem to remember. And it started by me being frustrated one day and just saying, Hocus, Pocus, change my focus. Or it was probably more like, Hocus, Pocus, change my focus. But it's since become, Hocus, Pocus, change my focus. And as I started saying it, I remember the first time I ever did it, I was like, this is really dumb. I've really lost it. I thought, oh my God, I've totally lost it now. I'm saying Hocus Pocus, change my focus. And I started laughing at myself for even thinking something like this would work. But what happened is I started laughing so much at myself that I forgot what I was focused on. I forgot that negative vibration, and my vibe turned positive. Now here's the thing about changing your vibration, just so you know. When you have a negative occurrence and something's shaking your vibration and you're doing now, Hocus Pocus, change my focus, and we'll do that, we'll talk more on it. But when we start saying that, yeah, you change your focus, but don't think for a minute that it won't come back in a couple minutes, depending on what it is. Now, I have found for me, when I say Hocus Pocus, change my focus, and I do it for a minute, I'm usually laughing by the end of it, that I'm saying something so seemingly foolish, but you know what? It's changed my focus. Now, after that, that's a whole nother game, right? After that, that's a whole nother game. You got to keep working to get your positive focus back. But in this moment, right now, you're having a negative vibe going on and you can't seem to shake it. Hocus Pocus, change my focus, baby. Hocus Pocus, change my focus. It's as easy as that. I want you to join me and let's practice it, saying it so we get it into our subconscious. So the next time something negative happens and you can't shake your vibration, you can't get that negative, it's like taking a shower and you can't wash the dirt off you, right? You can't get that vibration off you. Well, maybe Hocus Pocus, change my focus will be the soap that can really get rid of that lousy vibration. Kevin, I'm glad you used it yesterday. You remember it from the old days. Yeah, that's great. Let's say it. Practice the feeling of it. And while we're saying it, I want you to think about how this foolish little saying can actually change your life. Can actually change your life. Because you know what happens when you get a negative vibe going. That can change your life too, and not in a good way, right? So let's say, Hocus Pocus, change my focus. And let's see how we feel when we're done it, okay? Hocus Pocus, change my focus. You can scream it out loud. Hocus Pocus, change my focus. You could say it quietly. Hocus Pocus, change my focus. Hocus Pocus, change my focus. Yeah, foolish little saying that changes your focus, changes your vibe. Hocus Pocus, change my focus. That's right. That's right. Seems foolish? Who cares if you can get your vibration going back, right? If you can get that positive vibe going again and get yourself into a better feeling place and a better mood. Because then you start bringing in more. You know what happens when you get the negative vibe going, right? Hocus Pocus, change my focus. 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 Works pretty well, doesn't it? You forget what you're focused on in the negative vibe. Or if you still have it in the back of your head a little bit, it's softened it a little bit because you're laughing at a foolish thing, at trying this foolish little thing that so often works. So often works. As I said, my corporate clients, my municipal clients all seem to love it when I did workshops there. And I hope you love it as well, right? Hocus Pocus, change my focus. Something negative happens, Hocus Pocus, change my focus. Thank you so much for joining me. You know my feeling. When we do this together, you and me and our growing community, which I appreciate each of you sharing this with your community, sharing these practices, because I know what happens when we get a lot of people practicing positivity, or on what I call the wingman's path, where we start raising our vibration together. So I appreciate you sharing these videos, and I appreciate you sharing the vibration, and I'm so thrilled you could join me today. Have a wonderful day, one in which you don't need to say Hocus Pocus, change my focus, but if something negative happens, you're prepared and ready to shift that focus and that vibration quickly and move back on to positive things. Have a great day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Your Wingman Michael, signing off.